Now step number 4. You're feeling good. You're ready to make the leap. But before you make the leap, talk to us about outreach and why that's important. How
Yeah,
to
okay.
do it.
So you got your story. Once your story's down, and this is why identifying your story and your niche is so important because it makes the outreach so much easier, right? If I just come up with executives, what am I do? Cold call executives? Hey, do you want me to train you? Hey, I'll train you. But if you have like a interest, a topic, like hunting, you'd be like, hey, dude, people, I'm doing skeet shooting this weekend. Come out to the shooting range. We're gonna do some skeet shooting. People might actually show up for that because it sounds fun, and that's where you get to meet them and connect with them and outreach with them. Or go back to the wine example, which I'm still telling you that I'd help you guys with, if you want to do that. Do a wine tasting party and invite your current clients to come to wine, and their ticket in is to bring somebody you don't know. If you want to come to the wine tasting and taste the great wine I have, your ticket in is bring somebody I don't know. Okay, now, to do things like that, it's fun. It's not salesy. It's an environment where people are having fun, and you're building community as you do it, right? So that's the type of outreach that I like to push people towards, is go find something fun for this target market or niche that you've identified.
Cool. I love it. Sign me up. Whenever whoever's going to train the wine niche, I'm the first client.
Yeah. Nice. If you did use your example of Tough Mudders, which is a little tricky because it does get that's the part where you want to look, are there enough people that are passionate about Tough Mudders to continually have what do you talk about? Besides the next upcoming Tough Mudder, what else do you talk about? And that's the thing, that's the litmus test. Does this topic have enough things for me to talk about besides to keep talking about things, right? That's the litmus test. So your outreach then is, well, let me just say this. The outreach is going to be about those questions that I mentioned, and I'll put a little annotation right here for those questions. But I think it's about 8 questions I came up with. They're a variation of what I used to use in real estate, what I used to teach real estate agents to use in real estate. I even wrote a course around it called Lead Conversations, and it was like, look, leads show up in conversation. That is outreach. Your outreach is not a sales script or a sales tactic. It's just having a conversation with people, but you have to ask the right questions. And when you ask the right questions, people start to open up about specific things, okay? A couple examples would be like, Josh, look, like, let's just put this in a wine tasting scenario. So we're at a wine tasting, and I just meet you, and I'm the trainer, and you're the guest, and I say, so, Josh, like, where do you live?
I'm just here local, just about 10 minutes down the road.
We'll just kind of role play this out, right? So, okay, you live 10 minutes down the road. That's awesome. Like, do you belong to a gym or what?
Yeah. I signed up about a year ago, and I have the little tag on my keychain.
Nice.
Basically to show off to all of my friends.
Nice. Do you work out at all, or what's like? Are you pretty active that way?
Just on my own. It's sometimes when I go in there, I feel a little lost because I haven't been in there for so long.
Yeah, right. I think that's pretty common. Well, look, like, what are some of your fitness goals this year?
I'd really love to truly get back into maybe a 5K or 10K. Currently, I need to drop about 15 pounds before the holidays.
Oh yeah, little pre-holiday prep work. Good for you.
Yeah.
What are your plans to do that right now?
I don't have any specific plans. Maybe to cut out. I just read something today. Cut out anything that is white carbs.
Yeah, nice.
Maybe get up and jog in the morning. No, I haven't tried it before.
Okay, and have you jogged before pretty consistently, pretty regularly?
Not regularly. Nope, it's just on and off.
Got it. Hey, listen, let me ask you, what in the past, I mean, I think we're creatures of habit. Like, what's been the biggest thing that always causes the breakdown, as you set out to accomplish a new goal? What's the thing that sort of like sabotages your efforts?
So a couple different ones. Maybe I'll if I set a goal and then I get halfway there or 75% there, it's good enough, and I give myself a break, then I fall off the wagon, and then life gets busy, and then those priorities fall. Other items may be just lack of schedule, getting busy, maybe traveling, no set agenda, no true habits.
Hmm. Well, dude, that is so common. It is so common. I hear you. Um, well, look, I hope I'm not being too forward, but I mean, what's your? It sounds like you really have something that you want, like with the holidays, and then beyond that, with the 10K and stuff. Like, do you foresee that being any different than the past, or like, what's your plan to make that different?
See, you're just backing me into a corner. This is a funny thing. If we could pause, I know what you're doing, and I
Yeah,
like it.
yeah,
Isn't that weird?
yeah. Because I'm not, and versus like if I were gonna start to use my tie downs, Josh, you can see the benefit of working out, can't you? That is old school sales strategy stuff that people smell and they don't like it.
Right, right.
You're manipulating me. You're trying to get me to say something right now I don't want to say. But when I'm coming at it from a, hey, dude, I'm listening to your story and I'm hearing what you're committed to, and I'm just curious, like why you think this is going to be any different than every time in the past that you've gotten busy. I'm
Yeah.
just not saying as directly, but
Mhm.
you know what I'm challenging you on.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I'm almost sure no other trainer that you've interacted with has probably challenged you this way.
No.
And dude, we're just sitting here sipping wine. You haven't
Yeah.
even committed to work with me yet.
Yeah. I love it. So you're having that conversation and it's feeling so natural. I think that's the special part. You're not selling, you're not pushing, you're not begging.
Nope.
But you have a strategy. That's what's important rather than shooting from the hip like so many people do. You have a strategy, but you're making the strategy feel natural and a natural common setting.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. That's when in my lead conversations course that I wrote for real estate agents, that was the whole thing, right? It's like, and look, there's a great parallel between real estate and fitness. Like both in real estate and fitness, we have the product that people want. In real estate, people want to buy a house. I don't have to sell it because people already want it. And in fitness, people want to be healthier. They want to be ripped. They want to be fit, whatever. And when we have the answers for them. So it's great because in both industries, we have what the consumer wants. But what has them open up to us and see us differently than everybody and than every other professional that is in our industry is by asking these kinds of questions and getting them to open up about their life plans and what they're trying to accomplish and what's been their hurdle. And when I hear the hurdle, now here, Josh, let's go back to the role play for a sec,
Yes.
because this is where outreach gets us to the intake. So I'm gonna move us now into step 5. But the our outreach, our conversations, our connecting with people in our niche, and having this type of a conversation at some point to be like, so look, Josh, um, let me ask you something. I would be interested in, I'm a trainer. I mean, obviously, I'm hosting this wine party, and this is fantastic wine and all that stuff, and blah blah blah. But look, I'm interested in creating a strategy with you, and it wouldn't cost anything. My first appointment or strategy session is always complimentary, and it would give you a sense of if you like sort of the way I approach things and how I think about things. And worst case scenario, we part ways and you head off with at least a plan and a strategy that I've customized for you besides whatever articles you read about cutting out white stuff and maybe running a little bit. Like I actually want to create a strategic program that gets you through the holidays that's custom to you. Was that something that you'd carve out 60 minutes so we could sit down and go through that together?
Sure, absolutely. Are we going to be able to drink wine together?
If you want to, I'll bring the wine if you want that. I'll bring the wine if you want that.
Yeah, I mean, that's so harmless, and so natural. And
And it's front loaded with value. I'm like, dude, I will create a custom program for you. And I framed it. You see, I framed it inside of what you said you wanted, which was to drop some pounds, right? I'll create a custom program for you how to drop 15 pounds before the holidays.
yeah.
And it doesn't cost you anything.
Chris, I sensed myself, even though we're role playing, thinking, yeah, why, and I could bring a couple buddies and we could do this together because I didn't feel like I was being pitched or sold.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. And I think if you lead this way, what'll happen is because it was a good experience for them, that'll become more natural for people to refer their friends to this intake, this strategy session, because it's so helpful and not salesy, and I'm not doing tie downs, and I'm not using closing techniques. I'm just trying to help you. But like you said, I'm being strategic. I actually have a plan. I have a strategy here.
Okay, so the outreach and those questions, but making the questions have strategy and making them natural, that's the critical point.